Alright, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about what's going on with Kindred Fates. They put out a 5-year anniversary announcement video. I did talk about one of the kinfolk that was revealed in this announcement and sort of alluded to the early access in my second last Monster Tamer news video. As I didn't get a chance to fully read through it, I literally skimmed it, and I definitely missed parts of it because there was a part talking about changes to the beta and early access and stuff like that. So we're going to be going over the important pieces of information. And yeah, if you guys remember that Monster Tamer news from like 2 weeks ago, that was like a rapid fire news session because it was the week of my birthday. I had just come off the Evo Creo 2 stuff. Then I had to leave home for a week to do work training that happens downtown, which is too far for me to commute. So anyways, long story short, I didn't have chance to dive into this. This is a very long update. They talk a lot about like the history of the project and stuff like that. I'm not going to dive too much into that. I've already read through it, but I will dive into what's pertinent for the future of the game. Because as a lot of you guys know, Kindred Fates originally was supposed to release in 2023, then it was delayed to 24, and now it's to be determined. So I have had a lot of questions about this, and I did see that a couple people weren't happy that I didn't read through this. Again, I didn't have the time, and I cover over 100 games, so it's really hard to cover everybody's weekly or monthly or even yearly updates sometimes, unless there's something really pertinent, and I didn't think there was what there was in this thing when I read through it, so that's my mistake. Anyways, I'm gonna read through the first part and then we'll sort of talk about it a little bit. So earlier this month during testing, we found that in order for the beta to reach a release level of quality when it comes to feeling of network latency or lag, more work was needed. Essentially, they delayed it until April 26th. I did mention this before. That's the current release date for the beta. So stay tuned for that. I will keep you guys up to date. I do have a beta access, so we're definitely going to be checking that out. We'd also like to give you a clear picture of what to expect from the beta's release, in addition to all of the currently accessible alpha combat arena content. So this is what's coming to the beta. And I want to say they actually are adding something that I suggested they did a long time ago. I got some pushback on it, but I'll talk about it in a minute. So new PvP content. There's going to be new playable characters. Two new playable characters, two new playable arenas, and a handful of new abilities. And then this is the big one: single player content. A limited area of the game's world to explore, a small amount of for gathering and cooking, a few points of interest and introductory puzzles to interact with, a short mission that introduces the player to the red letter mode. I don't know what that is. I can't remember what that is if I missed it. Anyways, catching kinfolk, permadeath, PvP excluded, obviously. Anyways, I'll talk about the rest of that in a second. So this is something that I had suggested because PvP is something that the vast minority of the community will be interacting with when the game's live. Kindred Fates is primarily a single player game. I know some PvP enthusiasts don't like to hear that, and I know it makes them upset, but the primary driving factor for this game, just like Dark Souls, right, is the PvE experience. That's what most people are going to play. This is an open world RPG with PvP. So I've always said they should focus on that primarily, and even if PvP content needs to be put on the back burner until they can really get through the story and stuff like that, I think that's fair to the most amount of backers. That's just how it is. A lot of these games, it just happens to be that way. Coromon, Cassette Beasts, Nexomon when it had online. All these games have very niche online communities, which is great, but the vast majority of the backers are looking for a single player experience. So I'm glad that they added that. The Combat Arena will be released as an update to the Alpha Arena on Steam. The Combat Arena Beta will be released as an update to the Alpha Combat Arena on Steam, I figured. And then they're going to fix the price and stuff like that. And then they talked a little bit about story mode. So sometime after the launch of the Combat Beta, I keep trying to say Alpha because it says Arena. That's my bad. We will be releasing an early access version of Kindred Fates. This is also something that I definitely thought they should do because at this point it's been delayed for quite a bit. I think that having early access in order to get funding and stuff like that, because it's been 5 years since a Kickstarter, like I'm guessing that they've used up most of their funds. So this seems like a really good way to sort of get some extra funds into the game and still give people something to play, right? Everyone with a key to the full game will have early access. In this release, you have access to everything that has been completed in the single player game up to that point. And, oh, also, for the PvP people, that actually gives them a chance to start to build up that PvP community for full launch if we do have early access, right? Because more people are going to have access to the game, more people are going to buy it and stuff like that. So it's extremely important that we do this right from our perspective. This demands a lot of careful consideration and communication, etc. So, and then they got a little summarization point here. Sometime after beta, the game will release in early access. Early access will contain everything that's been completed. Everyone who owns a copy does not need to purchase early access, and they're going to provide more information when it's organized. I will leave this link below if you guys want to check it out. Like, there's a lot in here. They talk about like why they decided to go this way. They talked about like you know, potentially getting a publisher, what they're trying to do, or sorry, what they've done up until now. Like, they break it down by year: 2020, 2021, 2022, etc. That's all like nice stuff to know, but this is sort of like the main thing that you guys need to know about Kindred Fate. So right now, beta's coming out on April 26th. The beta is going to include, the beta is essentially going to act as an update to the alpha with 2 more kinfolk, 2 more arenas, and some single player content, which I had originally thought that that's what the beta was. I don't know why I thought that. I thought that the beta was going to be a single player thing, but then I was told no, it was originally going to be a PvP thing, but now they're adding that, so I'm really happy to see that. I think early access is definitely going to give people an idea of how the game plays and stuff, and should help with publishing. So yeah, that's what's going on with Kindred Fates right now. Other than that, let me know what you guys think. Again, I just to everybody in the Discord that was you know, kind of upset that I didn't have a chance to read this, I'm sorry. I read it. I see what's going on now. Again, there are updates from so many games at so many points in time. I saw how long this thing was, and I honestly was like, okay, like, it looks like a lot of stuff regarding, like, you know, what happened going up into this point. I didn't have a chance to read it all. Sometimes that's just how it is. I don't do YouTube as a full-time job. I do this for fun, so that's what it is. It is what it is, right? Anyways, yeah. Oh, I'll just scroll down since we're already here. They released, I already showed this off, but yeah, they released a new kinfolk. Its codename is Briarheart. Looks kind of like Bulbasaur mixed with Rhydon. Rhydon? Is that Rhydon? Yeah, Rhydon. It looks like Bulbasaur mixed with Rhydon, in my opinion. It's looking kind of cute, so yeah. And then they did like a Q&A and stuff like that. Again, you guys can check that out. That's all information that is nice to know, but not on like a must-know basis. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.